and welcome to the Driver Reviews channel. I'm Vicki Butler-Henderson, and today we are looking at the first electric car from the high performance division of Hyundai called N. This is based on the already impressive Ioniq 5 plug-powered hatch, but this one has a heavy bias towards thrills on and off the track. I am hoping that this will be my perfect companion on some of my favourite country roads today. The price, well, it starts at £65,000 and rivals are many. Anything from the pricier Porsche Taycan through to the less potent VW Golf R and anything and everything in between. Before you settle down to watch, please press subscribe and the bell icon so that you're notified each time we post something new. This is the Ioniq 5N, and the N brand is to Hyundai what RS is to Ford and what M is to BMW. Well, a lot like that actually, because the man who used to head up the M division for BMW heads up the N for Hyundai. The N stands for Nam-Yang, which is the South Korean district where this brand was created, and it's also a nod to the Nürburgring, that driver's playground where many of these cars are also tested. If you are expecting this car to be the size of a traditional hot hatch, then it is not. It is very much a performance car, just wrapped in a small SUV body. It is actually bigger than the normal Ioniq 5. It sits a little lower, it's 8 centimetres longer, and it is 5 centimetres wider, and that is to take into account the 21-inch wheels. It's also quite heavy, 2,235 kilograms. When it comes to looks, well, it's as though this has been driven through an accessory shop and picked up anything and everything in its path. I love it. There are active air flaps here to help cool things down, and then a really prominent chin spoiler with some lovely orange detailing that runs all the way along the car and round to the back, where there has been a frenzy of activity. At the top is this huge roof spoiler, and at the bottom, well, perhaps one of the biggest rear diffusers I have seen on a road car in a long time. In the middle, there's a brake light, and then to the side, there are these lovely checkered reflector lights. It is busy round here, but in a good way. To give your eyes a rest, open the boot. Here you'll find a decent 480 litres of space, which increases to 1,540 when the back seats are folded. And of course, keeping it all on the road are these whopping great big wheels and tyres. This Ioniq 5N has been fitted with Pirelli P0 tyres with Elect technology that has been specifically developed by Pirelli. Inside, there are certain design features to help keep everything fixed when you're really pressing on. This centre console, for example, acts as a bit of shin support, and there is even some padding here for some knee protection, which basically keeps you in and connected to the car when you're really pressing on. I have never seen anything like this in a car that isn't a racing car before. These wonderful bucket seats are 20 millimetres lower than in the non-N Ioniq, and that is just to keep you a little bit closer to the action. There are more normal things like a sliding armrest here, but it needs to slide a lot more forward to be useful to me. Then you have got some cup holders which pop out in a fabulous way, and wireless charging and loads of sockets, so it's very practical. An interesting feature is this rear view mirror. It can be a normal rear view mirror, or it can show footage from a camera that is on the rear spoiler of the car, and that gives you a bit of a wider angle. Talking of mirrors, this door one here obscures my view sometimes when I'm coming onto a roundabout. I know that's because of my driving position, so if you are on the shorter side of things, you just have to sort of perch yourself up and peer over the mirror. There is the usual long list of tech, from Apple CarPlay through to data logging, and the steering wheel itself is rammed full of buttons and controls for various driving modes and fun levels, which is what this car is very much about. Yes, it's electric, but I am hoping that it will deliver the playfulness of petrol-powered machines. Before I go, I have to show you the back, which is so spacious. There are also a couple of really nice details like the backrest, which will recline, and this sun blind, which you can put up and run with the window down. The kids love that. DriverReviews partners with many of the largest tyre retailers in the world, bringing you thousands of verified and unbiased customer tyre reviews. Our independent reviews cover over 70 different tyre brands across all price ranges and feature leading brands including Goodyear, Dunlop, Michelin, Continental, Hankook and many more. So when you're searching for new tyres, look out for the DriverReviews logo to give you peace of mind that the reviews come from real customers just like you. To discover your local DriverReviews partner website and to find out the winning tyres of this year's Customer Choice Awards, visit driverreviews.com. In normal mode, you get just over 600 horsepower, but put it into the fabulously named N Grin Boost mode and you get 650 horsepower. Plus, you get maximum acceleration for up to 10 seconds. Then you have got 3 levels of launch control system, 3 different traction control settings, which means that it would be impossible not to get a brilliant getaway when you're on private roads or a racetrack, of course. This thing is quick, there is no denying it. 0 to 62 happens in 3.4 seconds. It'll go on to 161 miles an hour. But what is really impressive is its torque, 740 Newton meters of the stuff, which is the same as Ferrari's 296 GTB. And to put that performance even more into perspective, this thing is quicker, more powerful and cheaper than my current favourite high-performance electric car, the Porsche Taycan. And that's even in the entry level, guys. This Ioniq 5, it really is impressive. There are more settings to keep hold of all of this power for as long as possible, ideally on a racetrack. There is something called N Race, which you can put into endurance mode, where it reduces the peak power so that you can run for longer, or you can put it into sprint mode, where it prioritizes short bursts. There are advanced battery cooling and braking systems to cope with it all, but how easy is it to use on the move? The answer is not very, because you have to read an awful lot of instructions before you get to know what it's all about. But familiarization will solve it all. When it comes to slowing things down, this has Hyundai's most powerful braking system to date. The regenerative system is the first thing that gets called into action, and that has got an impressive deceleration force of 0.6 G. Fact, fans. The physical brakes around the corners, they then join the party and slow things down very effectively. And it's a brilliantly technologically savvy system that helps endurance, especially when you're on the track. On any stretch of tarmac, it is crucial to know what the tyres are up to, and more so perhaps in an electric car, because you do lose some sort of feeling through the steering wheel. But I'm really pleased to say that feedback is pretty decent in this car, but I want more. And I've even got the steering in the most sporty setting, Sport Plus here. I could always do with more. However, this car has a party piece that I cannot get enough of. It's another bit of tech called NE Shift, and it's in there somewhere, but I programmed it as a quick button on my steering wheel. And it basically mimics the jolt of an 8-speed dual clutch. So you think that you're driving a car with an internal combustion engine. It has even got the physical attributes of you hitting the rev limit in a certain gear. Let me show you. Down to second. Bop, bop, bop. It demands that you feed it another gear from the paddles on the steering wheel, but this car doesn't have any gears, it doesn't have a gearbox. It is blowing my mind. These paddles actually work the regenerative braking. They're not gears at all, but it's making me feel like there is one. It is insanely, utterly, stupefyingly brilliant. It is really clever because and I've had to slow down a bit to show you the next thing. When the car is in, say, 5th gear, going really slowly, and you put your foot on the throttle, normally with an electric car, the instant torque just picks up no matter what. But because this car thinks you're in the wrong gear, it sort of bogs down a bit and it won't let you pick up until a normal conventional petrol engine would be picking up. That, or you could just, you know, change gear or bang down the gear and then it will let you pick up. It's so smart. Now, you might have tuned into the fact that you can hear more than the normal electric whine of a car, and you would be right, because yes, there is more tech. This one has been fitted with, and it's in here somewhere, with N Active Sound Plus. I told you this wasn't the easiest thing to navigate when you're on the move. Sound, here we go, N Active Sound Plus. And you can choose between 3 different noises. This is supersonic. It's like that of a fighter jet. Now, for me, that's not quite loud enough. I have been in a jet fighter plane and it was a lot louder than this. So you can crank the noise up. As far as I'm concerned, Hyundai for this one, please, going forwards. Then you've also got Evolution, which is sort of the usual sound of the future of an electric car. Yeah, I'm not too fussed about either of those because I have found one that I have fallen in love with. It is called Ignition. You're welcome. It is the most petrol-powered noise I can possibly get, and it sounds so fantastic going up and down the gearbox. Oh, it even blips the throttle for you. Oh, it's so addictive. Now, I know that it might make you wonder, well, if you're going to make an electric car that behaves and sounds like a petrol car with a gearbox, then why not just buy that? And I get it, I really do. But Hyundai here is showing us that you can make an electric car that's just more than a battery with a body bolted on top. You can give an electric car real soul, and that gives me great hope. So that's the forward stuff and the slowing stuff sorted. What's next? Ah, yes, handling. Now, this has got a 4-wheel drive system that's got a complex electronic controlled suspension system, which basically fine-tunes the setup for whatever road conditions you're on and for what driving modes you're in. The driving modes, I haven't even spoken about them yet. You have got 3. You've got Eco, Normal, well, let's forget about those 2 and stick it straight into Sport. On these country roads, the Ioniq N kind of shrinks into that little hot hatch that its size belies, and it is the little handling car that I wanted it so desperately to be. Oh, it grips so nicely that you fire yourself out and feed the car the gears that it doesn't have. What an all-round wonderful experience. Bravo, N, bravo. The Ioniq 5N is very much bursting with hot hatch DNA, albeit for the electric generation. It's also incredibly family friendly. There's loads of space in there. Plus, if you don't like hanging around charging stations, then don't worry. This thing will top up to 80% full in around 18 minutes. But most importantly for me, it is a brilliant cross-country companion. Next stop, the track. Thank you so much for watching Driver Reviews today. Please press subscribe and the bell icon so that you're notified each time we post something new.